Hello everybody, and welcome to another Rubik's Cube video. I posted a video a little while back of me solving it. Somebody asked for a tutorial, so that's what this is going to be. It's going to be a tutorial of how to solve Rubik's Cube using the process that I used, which is not the quickest process, but it does get the job done. So, first thing that we do is we pick a color that we want to start with. So I'm going to use white because it's got the logo on it here. And we want to get these four corners in positions. This is the easiest thing to do. So we're going to have cubes that are white, and then they will be green, red, blue, or orange. So right here we got white, blue, and it needs to go right here. Now there's a couple different ways that we can get these cubes, these pieces up here. If it's already facing towards us like this, then what we do is we want to move it over to the side. See, now it's over here. And we're going to move both the left and the right up. Okay, so what that's done is that's pulled the top forward to us, and then we can rotate it, the bottom piece, which is what we want here, over to the side, and then we move it back up. Now, since this is the first piece, we didn't really have to move it back up because it's already in the correct position, if that makes sense. Okay, so we got white, orange over here. And it's in the same position, so we just need to find the orange. So here's the orange over here. We're going to move it to the side like we did before, and then we're going to put both the right sides up so that we're basically moving the middle down. Move it over, and then move it back up. Now in this situation, like, we couldn't just leave it down here, because if we did, then this piece is out of position. So we got to move it up. Okay, so next one is white, green. Let me see. Then we'll have white, orange. Let me find the white, orange real quick to see if it's in a different position. Where is it? Why can I not find it? Wait, that's white, orange. We want white, red. White, red, where are you? Okay, it's right here. Where's what? It's right here. So white, red is right here. We need to get it to the bottom. The first thing we need to do is move it to the bottom, because right now it's on the side. So to do that, we're going to rotate it to the bottom, and then we're going to move it over to pull it out. And then we got to rotate this side back, because if we didn't do this, then this would have been in the wrong position, and it needs to stay up here. Okay, so we got white, red here. Now what I wanted to do is flip one of these upside down, so just give me just a second. Okay, so sometimes you'll get them like this, where like the white, red, the red's here and the white's on the bottom. If you get them like that, all you gotta do is rotate them into position, like this is the red, and then just rotate it all the way around. So now it's on the top. So that's the other way that they could be in, the other form they could be in. So the last one that we need to do is white, green, which is over here. So the first thing we got to do is pull it out, because it's on the side. So move it to the bottom, pull it out, now it's down here. Rotate that back up so that this doesn't come out of position. Move it over to where it needs to be, and it's facing the bottom. So let's move it to the top. So now we have all these in the right space, because as you can see, they're the right colors here. So next thing we got to do is the corners. And to do the corners, we're going to be pulling them out and putting them back up. So I'll show you how to do this. Okay, so we won't need anyone that has yellow on them. Won't need any yellow corners. So this one, like this one here, we won't use. We need all the corners that have the white. So this is white, orange, blue. So this is going to correspond with this corner here. Is white, orange, blue. So what we do is we want to make sure it's in the right direction. So this is in the right, facing the right way. All it has to do is be moved up here. So what we'll do, we got to move it out of the way first of all, and then take the position that we want down here and bring it down, move it into that position, and then put it back up like that. So I'm not exactly sure if that would make sense to you. It's kind of hard to explain. It makes sense to me of like what I'm doing, but if it doesn't, just leave a comment and I'll try to explain it a little bit better. But so now we need white, orange, blue, or white, red, blue, which is over here. And so it needs to go up this way. since the white's on the right. So what we'll do is we'll move it out of the way, rotate down, move it back into position where it needs to be, because we're replacing that one, and then move it back up. So now that one's in the right position. Okay, so now that we got that, we need to do white. There's white, orange, red here. Move it out of the way. Move down, put it where it goes, move it up. So that one's in the right position. Now we got white, orange, green is the last one, which is right here. So it needs to be moved out of the way. Rotate down, put it in position, move it up. So now we've got the top, and we've got this first section done with the middle one in the correct spot. So next thing we got to do is these edge pieces here. Now we're going to have to remember a pattern to do this. You only got to remember one pattern, but you have to use it a few times. So first we need to look for the correct pieces. So there's going to be like a green-red piece around here somewhere. Green-red right here. Now there's two ways that the piece could be. It could either be green-red like this, or it could be red-green like this. If it's green-red like this, where it's top to bottom, then it's already the way we want it because it corresponds left to right. Just remember, top to bottom, then you're good for left to right. If that is the case, then you want to take it and move it to the left, just to the left of where you're looking, okay? And now you want to use a pattern, and it's going to move, it's an algorithm, and it'll move it from down here to right here in the right spot. So the pattern is, first of all, I'll explain the movements. Your movements are left, there's left and right, okay? Now left inverse would be to move left this way, so counterclockwise. If you, like, say this is the left, it's counterclockwise because, like, if you look at it this way, then that's counterclockwise. And then right inverse would be if you turn it this way and go counterclockwise when you're looking at the front, if that makes sense. And so right, just right would be forward like this. That's clockwise. See, if you turn it and look at it, that's clockwise. Same thing for front, top, and bottom. So this is front inverse. Okay? This is top. If you're looking at it this way, this is top inverse, counterclockwise. This is, if you're looking at it this way, down inverse. Okay? And so those are the things that you need to know in order to understand the algorithms. So what the algorithm is, we've got our piece over here, is going to be right inverse, down, right, down, front, down inverse, front inverse. Then moves it up there. So if you remember that algorithm, eventually your fingers will remember it, so you don't have to move the camera up there. Eventually your fingers will remember it, so then you don't have to really have to think about it. But if you want to write it down, that's what the pattern is. So you can go back, rewind, write down the pattern, and then you'll have it. And I'll also put the pattern in the description. If that would be easier, then you can just practice the patterns. So this piece is already in the right spot. It's in the wrong location. So what we need to, or it's not rotated right. So what we need to do is do the pattern, looking at it like this, and it's going to replace it with this piece, but that doesn't really matter. We just want to get it out of there first of all, okay? So we'll use the pattern. So we'll do our pattern, our algorithm. So now it's pulled it out, and now it's sitting back here, okay? And if it's in the position, but it's rotated wrong, like it was up here, but it was blue-red, then it's going to pull it out and put it in the correct formation. It actually put it the opposite side. Like, so we were looking at it this way, it put it back here. But I just rotated it around to the left. And so now it's in the correct order. So it's red-blue, which is red-blue. So we'll just do the pattern from here, or the algorithm. So now it's in the correct location. This one is also is the same situation. And then let's see, orange-green. I'm trying to find one. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull this one out real quick and see what happens. So this is here. Use our algorithm, pulls it out. It's back here. Okay, this is what I wanted. as you can see, this is green-orange, which is the opposite of what it needs to be. It needs to be orange-green. So now to do this, we use the same algorithm, but instead of putting the piece over here to the left, we want to put it in the front. And then all we have to do is do the algorithm twice. Now the first time, it's going to move it to, it's not going to move it up here, it's going to move it somewhere else. But then the second time, it'll move it up here. So we'll do that first. So here's the first algorithm. So it's put the piece, let's see, where has it put the piece? It's put it over here. That's what it's done. It's rotated it and put it over here. So now it's orange-green. So then we'll just use the pattern again and put it back in a position. So there we go, orange-green. Now we just got to do the blue-orange, which as we can see is rotated incorrectly. So we just got to do the pattern twice with it sitting in the front. So remember, if it's rotated incorrectly, we'll put it in the front, do the pattern twice. If it's rotated correctly, we put it to the left and do the pattern once. If it's already in here, but it's rotated incorrectly, then we have to do the pattern twice, but after the first time, we have to rotate it over to the left. It's going to put it in the back. So you just got to remember those few things, but it's all the same pattern. So there's once. So as you can see, it's moved it over here. There's twice. So now we've got the top and the first two done. So the next thing we got to do is we're going to flip it over. We're going to start working from the bottom. Now you got to remember a few patterns here. We're looking at the yellow, and this is already in a line. This is what we want. But if it's not in a line, it could also be in like an L shape. And we want it to be the L facing to the left. But regardless of what it is, what we want to do is get it in a line and then get it into a cross. So if it's already in a cross, if you already got yellow in a cross, and it could be other yellows, it doesn't really matter, but if it's already in a cross, then we're good. If it's in a line, then we have to do an algorithm a couple times. But regardless of what it is, you just got to remember that we have to do an algorithm, and it's going to move the pieces around until we have a cross, okay? So what the pattern is front, right up front. And it's front, right up, and then the right up front is inversed, which can sound, you can remember it as fruit roof, if that makes sense. Front, right up front, fruit roof. But we'll go ahead and we'll do this real quick. So it's front, right, up, and then you want to do inverse of those. So right, up, front. So now we have a cross. See how it's got made a cross up here? So that's what we want. Okay, so now that we've got the cross in the top, we want to get these in the right order. So this one's correct, so we're going to put this one in front of us where we can see it and it's facing us. Now the three back here are incorrect, but if we look, if we move them clockwise, they'll go in the right position. So like this one needs to go here, this one needs to go over here, and this one needs to go here. But our algorithm moves them counterclockwise. So we're going to have to do the algorithm twice. So we're going to take the one that is in the correct location and put it in front of us. And then we'll use our algorithm. Now the algorithm is right, up, right inverse, up, right, up, right inverse. And so it has moved each of these pieces and left this one in the same spot, but they still have to be rotated one more time counterclockwise. This needs to go here, this needs to go here, etc. So we're going to look at the one that's correct in the front and do the algorithm again. Right up, right inverse up, right up, right inverse. So now we see all these are in the correct position. Now sometimes you'll get it where, like say this one and this one will be in the correct position. Two of the opposite will be in correct position. And if you get that, then what you'll do is you want to keep the ones that are correct on the left and the right and do the algorithm, and that will put one in the right position, and then you can just do what we did where you're looking at the one and then move the other ones. Sometimes you will get it to where two of them, like this one and this one, will be in the right position. If you do that, you'll want to put them at the top left over here, and then do the algorithm, and it should put them in, it'll rearrange them and then put them in the right order. Basically, just remember that you want to, that when you do the algorithm, it's going to leave this one in front of you in the right position, in the same position, and it's going to move these counterclockwise. So you just use the same algorithm to move them around and use that information, until you get these in the correct spot, if that makes sense. So now that we've got that, we're going to start focusing on these corners. We need to get them in the right position. So we need to look and see if any of them are already in the right position. And it looks like this one is, and that's good. That's what we want. Now we want to take this one and put it in the top left corner, so it's over here. Like this is the front. Okay, this is our new top because we flipped it over from before. And we want it to be top left or that direction, okay? So this is the actual corner back here that that is correct. And the reason we want to put it over there is because our algorithm is not going to move this piece. Now, and then the algorithm we're going to do is going to take these three pieces and it's going to move them clockwise. So just like the other algorithm, except for instead of counterclockwise, they're going to move clockwise. So this piece will go here, this piece will go here, and this piece will go here. So it looks like we need 2 clockwise movements to get everything in the right position. So we'll go ahead and use the algorithm. Front, facing this in the front with that in the back corner. Okay. It's right inverse, front, left inverse, or top, not front. Top inverse, right, top, left inverse, top inverse. Okay, so this one's still in the same position, and each of these have moved. So we'll use the algorithm one more time, and it should put everything in the right position. It won't be oriented correctly, but it'll be in the right position. So we'll go ahead and do our algorithm again. And now they're all in the right position. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Now some number of these may be oriented correctly after you do this. Now if you notice, these two are already in position and oriented correctly. There might not be any of them oriented correctly. That doesn't really matter. Now all we have to do is remember a simple pattern, which is right, down inverse, or it's right inverse, down inverse, right, down. And it's just the four movements, and you do them over and over until you get the pieces in the right position. And I'll show you what I mean. So these two are correct. We're not going to bother with those. These two are wrong. So we want to find one that's wrong, and we want it in the top right corner, and then we do our algorithm until it's in the right position, until it's correct. And it's going to move other stuff around, but that doesn't matter. We just keep doing the algorithm until the cube is done. Now, once we get it into the right position, then we have to rotate the top once and do the next piece. But I'll show you what I mean. So we got right inverse, down inverse, right, down. Right. So it's not in the right position, it's down here, so we'll do it again. Right inverse, down inverse, right, down. So now it's in the correct position. Once you get that, then you want to do a top inverse, which is moving to your next corner, and, whoops, and then do it again. And you want to make sure that you do the top inverse and that you keep track of what you're doing, because if you like move it over here and do the pattern, then you're going to mess everything up. Because as you can see, all this down here looks like it's messed up, but don't worry about that. As long as you keep doing that same pattern, then you will end up with the cube solved. So we're going to do right, down, right, down, right, down, right, down. Now, obviously, this is right inverse, down inverse, and then right down. But I'm just saying right down. So right inverse, bam. So now it's in the right position, and if you look, everything else is correct. All we have to do is rotate it over, and then we're good. So that is how I solve the Rubik's Cube. I hope you all are able to understand and follow what I'm doing. If it doesn't make any sense, if anything doesn't make any sense, you need further explanation, let me know in the comments, and I will try to better explain it. Otherwise, I hope this is helpful, and I hope that if you did not know how to solve the Rubik's Cube, you do now. And if you did already know how to solve the Rubik's Cube, maybe you got some sort of entertainment just from seeing how I did it. Anyway, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you later.